Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Bella. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay and Poshmark. I have my what solds from overnight. I want to get right into it. We have one sale from Poshmark, two sales from eBay, great stuff going out, about a $50 profit overnight. Not too bad. My goal, I like to get between $65 and $70 from both platforms. I have been spending a lot more time trying to get my items listed on both platforms. If you are new here, this is Marvin. He has not been in a video in a while. He's almost a year old. He is handled like a baby by my kids and myself. He is very spoiled. He loves those churros. If you don't know what those are, sorry, totally off topic, but Marvin does like to make a cameo sometimes, and you guys do like Marvin, so there he is, Marvin Gray. And Luna is around here somewhere, but she's a little bit more camera shy. She'll probably bring me her toy, her wheel. Luna is my yellow lab. So, okay, these two, I call them my employees. Let's get into what's sold. That's what you're here for, right? So, again, name brands, or basically mall brands, except we'll talk a little bit about the other brand that's sold that might not be a mall brand. It might be a mail order brand. We'll talk about it. I'm not sure. Mail order. Is that like, what do they call those? The MLMs. So like Zaya, LuLaRoe, and there's plenty of brands also that aren't even clothing brands that are like that. So, okay. This dress I got at a church sale that I go to every year. It is a donation sale. So it ended up with everything I got, I believe I had my cost of goods down about 50 cents for this beautiful Land's End dress. Really, this particular sale that I go to is in my town. I go every year, twice a year, and every year it's kind of going a little bit downhill. I wish honestly, they probably could price a lot of their stuff and maybe get more money for the sale. And I don't know. So if you belong to a church and they offer these sales, have you noticed over the years, or even just the churches that you're going to, that possibly it's turning more into the fact that there's not as much stuff being donated? I'm curious what you guys are experiencing in church sales or big rummage sales in your town. Are they downsizing? I know there's a church close to me, very close, and I'm friends with a lady that runs the sale, and she just said each year they typically in the fall, they get a little bit like, well, we may not do the fall sale because the fall sale comes up really quickly, and they had just did one in April, the fall sale's in September. So that she has said at some point they may cut that back and only do one sale a year, which would be really sad because it's kind of like September with the church sales. It's really like the last haul, the last hurrah for getting items before, it's only going to be from the dreaded thrift stores and Goodwills. And so each year I'm just trying. Oh, Luna's barking. She must see a squirrel. Hold on one sec. Okay, I put Luna away. We live, if you guys have dogs, I have squirrels everywhere in the backyard, and she just goes nuts. And actually the cat does too for these squirrels. So thanks for sticking with me. Anyways, these church sales, I don't know if they're just, everybody's hanging on to more stuff. Things are costing more money. Clothing and shoes and stuff are expected to be going up. So I think people honestly are holding on to stuff a bit more than maybe they would have in the past. So yeah, definitely, check the sales, find out, because for me personally, my area, the church sales run all summer. There's one in 2 days from now I know about that I'm gonna go to. Pack your big bags. If you're anything like me, I typically go when the sales start, but I go to the main areas that I really like, shoes and jackets and dresses first, and let people kind of go through the tables of like the more basic stuff, the shorts, the shirts, and then I'm a digger. So I will dig to the bottom, and this sale in particular where this Land's End dress sold is a digging sale. You kind of have to dig, and I found some Catherine's and Torrid and Land's End. So, and we all know I love Land's End. What this has going for it, really nice pattern. It is a paisley print, long maxi dress, plus size, it's 1X. So you really can't go wrong with plus size Land's End. And most Land's End in general does have a really good following, jackets, shoes. I compare it a lot to Talbot's. They have a lot of the same items going out. I would say Land's End obviously is a bit more outdoors, but you know, Land's End has dresses, Talbot's has dresses, they have blazers, they have everything. I try to stay away from smaller sizes that I feel like I'm gonna hold on to too long, and unless it's a staple piece like a jacket, a really nice sweater, and it has those great fabrics, either wool or linen, mohair, all those things. So the Land's End dress, not a bad deal. Have not had that very long. This sale was in early April. It is now, what, the 21st or 22nd? Let me check. Oh, it's the 28th. I'm like, it's the 22nd, I don't know. It sold for $15. My estimated profit after fees, cost of goods, there was a little bit of shipping overage, so I get $13.78. So this is my new packaging, friends. I'm excited to show you all. I'm working my way through those wretched, you could hear it in the background. I was gonna pick one up, but it'll make a lot of crinkly noise. So I'm working my way through those, and then I'm transferring over to these resealable bags that honestly I love more than my other ones, partially because there's like a sticky part on the top of those and the crinkly noise. So I wasn't really able to wrap my stuff up and not, oops, my light's turning. There we go. I'm trying to get extra light today because it is very, very dark outside. It is raining and cold. My kids had field days yesterday, which was amazing, and it was a nice day for that. I got to volunteer. Another great perk of reselling, I honestly. So yeah, this is going out today. This was an eBay sale. I love to wrap them in these wrappers here, or these poly mailers. These are 10 by 13. I do get them on Amazon. I don't currently have a working link on Amazon for these items. I will work on that again. After so many months, if you don't get a sale on Amazon, 3 months or so, I initially got some. They take your, I don't know, code away for, you know, recommending things. So I'm gonna look back into that, and because I really do want to tell you guys, I get 90%, okay, 85% of my shipping supplies do come from eBay, and then the last 15% is basically the dollar store, the Dollar Tree. I get these thank you cards, which match, woo, hold it up, they kind of match. They match in my head. I love colorful things. I love packages that stand out, so when the buyer gets them, you know, it's exciting to get clothes and to get mail. You know, when you were a kid, my grandma would always send, and now she does for my kids, you know, just even $5 in the mail in a card. And it's just so exciting. All of my great aunts and my great grandma and now my grandma would do that. It's just exciting for the kids to get mail. You know, I feel like our kids these days, my kids are going to be 11, they're not going to know. They don't even know about writing, you know, putting a stamp on a card and all those things. So I always find it exciting that my grandma still does that. So maybe someday when I'm a grandma, I will do that too, because I should do that for my nieces, because I always love it. Getting mail, $5, take it to country fair, and I don't know what country fair sheets, and you'll get what, maybe, you know, a little candy bar for $5 these days. Okay, this is Express, and if you don't know, country fair and sheets are like a convenience store in my area. This is, okay, this dress. Oh man, this dress, I am excited. If you are a viewer and you're getting this dress, and again, if you are a viewer and you buy from me, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. You absolutely do not have to buy from me, but I would love to know if any of you have purchased from me, or this is your item. If you see me feature it, let me know so I can say hi and thank you. I've had this dress for years. This dress I probably had for 3 years. It got sold once and made its way back. It is new with tags. I did put keywords like Y2K, 90s style. It is the in kind of style. The back is really cute. I would say that this is, yeah, Y2K. This is around like what we were wearing back then. So every Tuesday, I reset my sale on eBay. I have been doing that for a few years now. So I reset my sale once a week. I just believe it puts fresh eyes in front. It's resetting the sale. It's getting, people are going to see that this is a new sale that popped up today. So, well, yesterday it was. And I just get in the habit of doing that every week. So if you want to start running sales, I highly recommend picking a day that works great for you, that you can remember. Like maybe that's a certain day that, you know, you have your scheduled workout Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning, and right after you get home, you immediately start your sale. It's very easy to go back in if you have already had a sale going. It's super easy to go back in, copy the sale from your previous week, and set up the numbers, set up the end date, and you're good to go for another week or two, whatever works for you. I have just found that doing that every week has really helped me keep the sales going, keep items moving. This particular dress was purchased in between. I had a busy morning yesterday and I did not reset my sale till mid-afternoon yesterday, which is very rare for me. I usually just restart it Tuesday mornings, but I did get it restarted. This was bought in the process of while the sale had ended. So this dress sold for $28. I am really happy to have it out of my inventory and on its way to its new home. It's beautiful. It has its tag, everything. What did I say the size was? Okay, it's a medium. This dress retailed for $59.90. I really hope the buyer loves this. I love the color. It's like a mauve-y pink. Is mauve a word? Mauve. I can make my own words up. So, yes, sold for $28, profit $14.73. I hope the buyer loves it, and I really hope that it stays with this buyer this time. And you'll have that with returns. Last week, I got, and I can even show you because it's actually sitting right here. Sorry about the noise. The joys of, I did have somebody recently ask me if I do any sort of editing, and I really do not do a lot of editing for my videos. If you have any experience with YouTube, you probably can tell that. I don't have a ton of time for editing, and honestly, I'm just learning as I go along. Even though it's almost been a year, I have added some things here and there, and I'm doing it all myself, and you know, I appreciate all of you guys. You guys have always been great supporters of me. But yes, to answer the question I recently received, I do not do a lot of editing. Okay, so we'll get right into this and then I'll wrap up. I just wanted to show you because it was sitting here. I sold this a couple weeks ago. I believe it sold for $36. Sad panda. If you can see right there, yes, there is a little bit of a stain there. If you roll it down, I can't even see the stain. So the buyer was very nice and said, I don't believe the seller saw this before they sold the item, which is true. I did not see it. Now, I personally would not have returned this for, I barely see it. Does it cover it? It really does. It covers it. Wait. Okay, maybe it doesn't totally cover it. So I don't know. With eBay, just so everybody knows, so they were able to put in that the item was not as described, and so they were able to get a full refund, plus I had to pay for them to ship it back to me. This is a Ralph Lauren jacket. It's really, really nice. I am going to, I mean, it was behind here. It was so, I only saw the mark when I put it under my lights and I barely see the mark. So it was a pea coat. It is really nice. It will sell again. I am not worried about that. Sometimes, and I'm not saying that this happened with this particular buyer, but sometimes, you know, I only take returns where I pay for it if the item is damaged or they find something, which is fine. They did find a damage to this. So I did get it back and I had to pay for them to ship it back to me. I definitely wanted this item back. This was a $36 sale. I believe I got it at a church sale. I'm sure it was in a video a couple weeks ago. A little bit disappointed. I'm picking up the tie for the, a little disappointed that they wanted to return that, but no biggie. I will put it back up. It will sell again. Again, it's Ralph Lauren, so just try to be, and now like I'm noticing there is a little bit of staining on this. I don't know. Most buyers, I would think, wouldn't send that back to me for that. I don't even know if they tried to wash it. It's just a really good lesson to say, look over your items really well. I try really hard. I do put a lot of times in my videos, or I'm sorry, in my pictures, I do put in there, light wash and wear. I don't know, I didn't notice any stains, but I think a lot of buyers do assume that if an item has been worn before, there's something we could miss. Everybody misses something. I've been doing this for 20 years and I miss stuff frequently. Not frequently, but a good amount. So this month, I believe I had so far, and the month's almost over, so 2 returns. That was one of them. The other one was a pair of shoes that did not fit the buyer, but they did pay for those to come back to me. And so if you've been hesitant about returns and, am I gonna get a lot of returns if I turn on that my store will accept returns? I'm gonna tell you no. Honestly, you're not. I've heard it said before, eBay is probably going to push that return anyways, even if you deny the return. And then a lot of times the buyer is upset and might leave negative or neutral feedback. So I accept returns, and I've had pretty good luck with it. A lot of people aren't like us. They're not resellers. They don't want to go through the hassle and they're not shippers. They're like constantly shipping. They don't want to go through the hassle of having to ship something back. I will say it is a little bit disheartening that eBay gives these buyers almost 2 weeks to ship your item back. So who's to say they get the item, oh, it doesn't fit or something, or maybe they wear it to their event and ship it back to you. Unfortunately, it's the name of the game. I'm not going to say there's not people that would do, definitely I'm sure there's people that would do that. A lot of people, don't have the time to do something like that. But since I've been taking returns, I would say I've had maybe this year 6 returns total, and it's almost June. So, and I sell close to 100 items a month, maybe more. So it's really not a huge detriment to my business to have that feature, have that turned on. So let me know, do you take returns in your store if you are running a store? And what's your experience been with taking a return? Had this buyer asked me, and maybe I should have thought of it at the time, when they go through and they want to return due to a defect or something that they found, it immediately allows them to return the item. So I probably could have messaged the buyer, but the process was already started. So I just took this return. I knew I wanted to get it back, and I did, and I am going to relist it because it's going to sell. Okay, I feel like that was long-winded, but I do want you guys to learn a lot about returns as well, because when I was a new seller, or even I didn't take returns, and I told myself I would never take returns. I've heard other resellers say this, I will never take returns. In this day and age, with Amazon takes everything back, to be competitive, hey, you got to take returns. Okay, so that was what I have to say about returns. I don't have much ill will towards returns now because, they've got to pay to ship it back. So it definitely, They probably don't want to do that. They don't want to pay to ship something back, I'm assuming. Okay, it's my favorite color. Not. These are solid, beautiful white, and I can't really, it's a little bit dark outside today. I hope you're getting a good view of the white here. But look at the detail. Okay, so these are Fabletics. These retail for let me show you the tag. $74. These did cost me $5 in a buyout from my high-end thrift store that I go to. Let me see what brand or what the name of these are. Kessler 2 high-waisted strappy capris 3X. What these had going for them certainly wasn't the color, because I don't like to pick up white. I always get so nervous about white. New with tags, and otherwise, if it wasn't new with tags, I would not pick up Fabletics. I would not pick them up because they take a while to sell. I've had these since last August. They did sell on Poshmark, and they sold for a good amount. They sold for $31. Very happy with that, but again, took a while. So I'm like torn on telling you guys. I think that if they were new and I could get them for under $5, I'm really torn. I have a few other Fabletics that have still not sold. I'd have to be in the right mood. I don't know what it is. This is a brand that you order online, I think. Guys, tell me if I'm wrong. I love it when you guys let me know, because I know locally I cannot find this brand in any of the stores local to me, but maybe you can, and let me know. Let us all know, because we want to know. I love these bags. Did I mention that yet? So these sold on Poshmark for $31. My estimated profit after my fees, cost of goods. Thank you, Poshmark, for breaking it all down, $16.52. Although, Poshmark, we have to have a talk. So I was commenting this morning on some of your comments that you left me, and Poshmark has come up quite a bit for their new rules about relisting, delisting, all of that. So yes, I had not experienced anything negative yet with that. Now, yesterday, what I like to do a couple times a week is go in, and if items had sold on eBay, I take them off of eBay and, I take them off of Poshmark because they sold on eBay. Well, apparently yesterday I was taking way too many items off of Poshmark, and this little message popped up in my notifications that I was in danger of being suspended because I was taking too many items off of the platform. I probably took about 5 items off. I should go back and check. I'm gonna try again today and take a few more off. I wish I knew the exact number, like when you're doing it, to take it off there. I'm not really sure what Poshmark is thinking here, because do you want your sellers to be overselling an item because you're not letting them take it off of the site when it sells somewhere else? Just a question. Anybody else feel that way? I feel that way because I honestly, I don't want to have to cancel orders, but that's basically what Poshmark is saying. If you're not going to allow us to take these items off of the platform, there's going to be a lot of overselling. There's going to be unhappy buyers. So what's your thought on this? Have you noticed that? Have you gone in to try to take items off? And it wasn't even that I was delisting them, or delisting, relisting. It was strictly that I was going in and taking items that had already sold on a different platform off. And like I said, it was under 5, around 5 items. Let me know how that's working for you guys. I don't see that as a positive for Poshmark. As I've always said, eBay is my main selling platform. I do like to cross-post, cross-list, because I don't like to put all my eggs in one basket, as I'm sure you guys don't either. And, you know, I've had about $125 this week alone in Poshmark, so that definitely helps supplement. eBay is always ahead of the game for me. I almost never sell more on Poshmark than I do eBay, but I also keep up with my eBay store way more. And just, I'm always listing on there. But thoughts on Poshmark? Are you staying on the platform? Let me know. Hopefully they're gonna figure it out. I am gonna put this in a tie-back mailer, the Fabletics pants. Just so you know, I initially did not put it in a tie-back mailer because I was talking and I ended up putting in another one, but that's, I'm gonna throw it in there because when you use those, you get you can ship with the post office stuff for free via getting it on the Postal Service website or at your local post office. They will pick it up. This is not endorsed by the post office. That's just what I do. So, okay, friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope to have a few more videos this week. I want to do a little bit of an educational video this week too as well, speaking just about summertime, what I do in the summertime that works for me, because my kids are home every single day and they are in all the things, but I have to keep a schedule in the summer. And June has, at least last year, was my most profitable month. And that is shocking to a lot of people because usually they call it the summer slowdown. But I'm gonna try really hard this year to also have June be my biggest month yet. So what's your biggest month? I have so many questions. So if you just want to answer a couple or none or whatever, I love when you guys answer questions and tell me what you're doing. So thank you all. We will get to more educational videos. I'm going to get to that this week. I think that's an amazing topic because we're all so busy in the summer. We're busy every day. We're all busy. But, you know, when things change, routines, how do you keep up with it so that you can maintain your growth on eBay and your store and still be making money and be doing all the things? And that's for everybody, not just parents. That's for everybody because everybody's schedules are different times a year. I want to know how you guys do it. So, okay. Thank you all. If this is your first time hanging out with me, I put out about 2 to 5 videos a week, all about thrifting, what's selling, what works for me in my thrifting and reselling business that I've been doing for 20 years. And I have sold over 18,000 items on eBay, mostly clothing, shoes, and accessories. So thank you. Send this video to a friend if you think they would enjoy it. This is a great bonding experience. Go out with your friends and your family to yard sales. You know, walking around to yard sales, drinking a little coffee, what's going on in their life. It is a great way. I don't even look at my phone when I'm yard selling unless I'm comping something because I'm so excited. I'm like, there's something here, there's something there, something everywhere. So thank you, friends. I will see you all later this week in the next video. Have a great day. Happy thrifting. Bye-bye.